Hi everybody. I just wanted to do a quick update on Project 1. There was some misunderstanding, so let me just go through it real quick. What I did was one of the students in the class kindly shared his project with me, and so I changed the name to protect the innocent. But let me just take a look at what Project 1A.php should end up looking like. There it is. It's an exact copy of what I handed out to you, and it just contains the information I gave to you. The variables were encoded and then printed out here. And let me make the font a little bit bigger if I can. All right, so the output should end up looking something like this. And notice this is in the browser, and the thing that allows it to look that way in the browser is, if you look at the PHP code, is let me move this over just a little bit, is this header content type text plain. If I were to modify that, and I'm just going to use the Nano editor. You guys are probably using Notepad+, but Proj1A.php. If I took that out, let me just get rid of that and save it. Here's what the output would look like. I'm going to hit refresh. All right, it doesn't take care. It doesn't do the new lines. It doesn't do the line breaks, etc. It just prints it out on one big blob of a line with word wrap. So the content type helped us present to the browser a file that how it would look at the command line or at the shell. All right. So you want that in that part. But for part 2, remember what I wanted you to do was take out that line and then format it so that Joe Schmo Project 1 was sort of like a heading 2, and then there was a description in italics, and then each of these values was output on its own separate line using HTML tags, the line breaks, etc., etc. So I won't give you the code for that, but the end result of that should be in Project 1B, and here's a pretty good representation. That's exactly what I want it to look like. If you want to dress it up with CSS, be my guest, but in a nutshell, that's what the second part looks like. It's pure HTML. If we were to view the source, well, actually I'm not going to view the source because that's your job, but you'll see line break elements at each end of this, and italics around here, H1 or 2 header there, etc., etc. Good. Okay, now part C was what the bonus part was what people were struggling understanding. So let's see if I can explain this to you a little bit better. Here was the student's first attempt at Project 1C. He was just having me input an X in a form. And let me take a look at what the source code looks like. And I'll make it a little bit bigger. Okay, it was a form method get, right? There's your form. It's get method get. Action is proj1c.php. Enter X. Input type equals text. Name equals $ is equal to user, right? So the way that you access this in $_ get square bracket user. Close your square bracket, right? That's how you would access that. And then a submit. But that's not, so let me type it in here, and I'm just going to put a 45 in. There's the 45. So the student knew how to access $_ get user, but what I want you to do is to have a form with 3 inputs, X, Y, and Z, and then when you submit it, this X takes on the value of the first form field, this one is the second, and this one is the third, and then all of the sums and computations are updated accordingly. So let me show you a revised attempt. I called it Project 1C-2.html. Enter X, 2. So now I'm just putting in random numbers here. So a 2, 4, 7. And again, if you were to view the source here, not much to it. Oops. It's enter X, input type equals text, name equals X, right? Name equals Y, and name equals Z. So we're going to get those in the corresponding program as $_get x, $_get y, $_get z. And the end result should be, look, remember 2, 4, 7, x is 2, y is 4, z is 7, sum is 13, product is 56, cube of x is 8. Alright? So you're going to actually take the data that you got on this form and substitute x, y, and z for that. In fact, what you're going to find is you don't have to do any changes in the coding of the algebra. So hopefully this clarifies things a little bit. If you have any questions, of course, send me a message, stop by my office.